Kevin, storage has been sort of a mix between, do I want it for archive, do I want it for nearline, do I want it for these things? And you've come up with this new product for software-defined storage. Tell me about it.
Well, this is a new Avid Nexus storage solution that we announced at NAB this year. And Avid Nexus is based around the concept of software-defined storage. In essence, it's putting all the intelligence of the system into the file system itself and using off-the-shelf storage hardware. So they're the two basic principles here. The real intelligence is actually in the file system, but using third-party hardware, so non-proprietary hardware.
It's third-party drives, you mean?
Third-party drives, but third-party hardware engines. So controllers in the system, disk drives, the design of the hardware is basically off-the-shelf. It's not Avid proprietary hardware.
Okay, so tell me about RAID management.
Well, all the RAID protection mechanism is actually in the file system, so it's done at a software level. And the great thing about the Nexus file system actually is that the protection is done at a workspace level. So you can create a virtual workspace inside the Nexus system, and you can assign protection mechanisms workspace by workspace. So I can create a workspace that has single drive protection, or I can create another workspace with dual drive protection. And actually these workspaces all exist on the system at the same time with these different protection mechanisms. So much more versatility in the content protection.
Well, now how do I scale up when I need a huge archive system versus just a little NLE?
The Avid Nexus system is really designed for online production storage, but also could be deployed as nearline. If you're looking for a sort of larger archiving system, we'd probably work with one of our partners, which could be Front Porch Digital with Oracle, or SGL, or even Spectralogic. So we have a number of different partners that we work with in terms of providing and provisioning archiving systems. But the Avid Nexus system is designed for online, nearline production applications, for broadcast and post, education, government, and a whole range of other applications that require real-time, high performance, so up to 4K and beyond, those kinds of applications.
Now, since this is software defined, can I adjust it on the fly?
You absolutely can. This is one of the wonderful things about the Nexus file system. You can scale the system out, you can add storage engines to the system, the workspaces are virtual, you can resize the workspaces, you can increase and decrease the size of the workspace on an as-needed basis, whether it's a Windows client, a Linux client, or a Mac client. These workspaces are reassignable. Individual users on the system are allocated workspaces either per job, per project, per group, or per user. So there's a huge amount of flexibility in the system.
And would I need mirroring?
Mirroring is an option for the system. We are going to be providing a mirrored capability, but it's again part of the file system. So you will be able to assign whether you have single drive parity protection, dual drive parity protection, or even mirroring, and all these things can coexist on the Nexus system at the same time, again at a workspace by workspace level.